How you doing? I'm doing this to be consistent and to get over my perfectionism because this is not perfect at all. We got a 1080p camera. We got some weird sort of pixelation going on as per usual with the M1 Max. This like kind of 2020, 2021 era laptop. Anyways, I'm gonna talk about you know looking for things outside of yourself to fill yourself and you know trying to rely on other things to make yourself feel happy. And I don't think that's the way to live. Because there's just like this anxiety, at least with me, where like, oh my gosh, this girl's texted me. Oh my gosh, this girl texted me. Oh, I have to go approach this girl today. Oh, what is this girl doing? I don't want to use the word desperate, but like, yeah, I'm like after it. I want that happiness, right? Because a relationship brings us happiness. That's what it is in this on this material plane, this corporate American, free market capitalist, technocrat society that we live in of 9 to 5 taxes, and relationships are there because relationships are all we talk about, and that's what I've been realizing these past couple weeks. Like everything about adulthood is about relationships, right? Not just romantic. I mean, romantic are the ones that are the most talked about. Like, oh my gosh, girl, you have to do this. He needs to communicate this way. You need this out of this relationship. Like, can you believe that? Because everyone is just gossiping and analyzing relationships because everyone wants that. That is the happiness. That's like the bedrock in a way of like happiness, along with having that purpose, that career, that vocation. It's those two things that are like in our society. That's why everyone talks about relationships because that is our happiness on this material, free market capitalist plane of America, of the world. You know, I kind of just said free market capitalist, to explain America, but no, like of everywhere right now in this, modern world that we're living in, it's relationships. And so like I think it's important to take a step back and realize, hold up, like we don't need the relationships to make us happy. We can just be happy living our lives, doing our thing. And finding what that is and finding that thing, that's important because I think it comes down to finding yourself. Because at least with me, I've realized like, okay, I'm looking for the relationship to make me happy, but I should first be happy with myself. And, you know, like just you need to find yourself, like it's all about you really, honestly. Like you're just trying to find you. It's really just a way to like come back to who you are. And that's the trap that I've I don't want to say I've fallen into, but like no, I'm trying to find something, but really I need to come back to me. Like what is it deep down? Like what do I need to accomplish? What do I need to produce? What do I need to manifest that, kind of is me and like represents who I am. And so that's kind of like the realization I had today. Like I have all this anxiety and restlessness because I'm trying to find something, I'm trying to grab something, when that thing is just inside of me. And it's right there. It's like Deepak Chopra says this, like you are already whole. You don't have to go around chasing corners. And so that's the thing for today with this video. Like don't rely on relationships to make you happy. Don't join someone, be with someone, merge, unionize just because you want happiness. And that's I don't even my ego does not want to accept that. Don't merge, don't unionize just because you want happiness. I don't know. Maybe you see, like again, my ego is rejecting that because right now that's in the position my ego is in. I want to merge and unionize. I want that girlfriend to make me happy, but that's not right. And the reason I feel so anxious about the whole process is because I know that's fundamentally wrong. The happiness is deep within. I have to. It's right there. I have to find that thing deep within me. And I think that goes with most people, right? Because we need to just find ourselves first, live that life that makes us happy. Like I was telling my friend this, I was saying, fall in love with your life first. I said you need to, hold on, wait. You need to fall in love with your life. Or no, yeah, I said that. Or like something like, it's about falling in love with your own life. Pretty much. So yeah, you need to fall in love with your own life. And that's the idea. Don't chase corners to find your wholeness. Realize that you are already whole. And that's kind of like, it's right there. It's me. It's just me. It's me. And like for you too, it's just you. It really is just you. Like the other person, sure, the relationship will make you happy, but you're coming at it from this angle of just sheer anxiety, of, I don't want to use the word desperate, but or like desperation, but of like this restlessness. Don't come at things in life with an angle of restlessness, because you're still going to be restless when you have it, because it could leave at any moment. The title, the position, the woman, the guy, you know, sucks. You know, even people have kids because they're restless. They're like, oh, I need to do something. I need something. We need to procreate. Of course, that's like a very deep biological urge, obviously, and like humanity and whatnot. But like, no, like people, I feel like some of them do that. Like totally, it could be valid where they like just have children just to, you know, fill a hole, you know, just because they're restless about something. But no, same thing with the relationship. Same thing with like anything in life. Don't go after just because you're restless. Like, oh, I need something. I need something. I need it. I need this to bring me happiness. Again, don't merge. Don't unionize just to feel happy. That's not the right way, you know. But of course, I feel like a lot of people just do that. They're like, oh, I want a guy, I want a woman. But again, there's the caveat. They're not restless about it. They're not desperate about it. So I'm kind of rambling here. But this is what I wanted to say. Just, you know, sure, a lot of people, they go after relationships. They get into relationships just because they want to feel happy. But they're not super attached to the outcome. They're not anxious about it. They're not restless about it. They're not obsessive about it. Like, I need this, I need this, I need this. They're not like that. They're grounded. They're content. They're like, okay, yeah, I'm going to go on Bumble. Okay, I'm going to set up this profile. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go meet people at this yoga class. Okay, yeah. And they're like, okay, yeah. And they're like, they have this detached aura about them. And they're like not eager. They're not so restless. And so the idea, again, don't be restless. Don't chase corners with that anxiety. Don't chase corners at all. And just, you know, approach it with like, you know, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And that's fine. But again, developing that mentality, that mental framework of like, you know, whatever happens, happens. You have to feel it. It can't be thought. It has to be felt. Like that detachedness, it has to be felt in your body. Because some things have to be thought, other things have to be felt. You know, and like, again, when it comes to confidence, it's the same way. When it comes to, you know, the way you feel about yourself. Again, the way you feel about yourself, not the way you think about yourself. But again, that's another thing. Like you can think about yourself in a certain way. I'm getting too abstract here and like way too like OCD, but no, like again, people say just be confident, just feel confident. Like, you know, you got to feel good about yourself. It's not you got to think good about yourself. It's you got to feel good about yourself. And feeling is felt in the body. It's not thought in the mind. See, some things need to be felt, other things need to be thought. Confidence is one of those things. You need to feel confidence. You need to feel that self-love. You need to feel that embodiment. You need to feel like you. And you can't rely on someone else to help you feel like you. And you can't, you can't just rely on someone to make you feel good, right? If you want a relationship for happiness, by all means. And that's what I'm learning right now as I'm saying this to you. You can go for that relationship just to feel happy, but don't be so attached to the outcome. Don't be so attached to that relationship, and don't pursue it so anxiously, so restlessly, so obsessively. You know, like, again, respect yourself, respect the boundaries, which is something I'm learning too. And if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And you can't think that mentality of whatever happens, happens. You have to feel that mentality. It's not a mentality, it's a physicality. You feel it physically. So you have to feel that detachedness inside. Like, okay, I want this relationship for happiness, but if it's not gonna, you know, happen, all right. If it happens, great. In any case, I'm fine. I'm still me. So you need to still be you regardless of whatever you go after in life for happiness. And what I wanted to say, and I think what I'll end on here, is this Henry Thoreau, or Henry David Thoreau. That's the name. Henry David Thoreau quote that I heard last night in a movie. The quote is this: "The mass of men lead lives of quiet desperation." You know, as soon as I heard that, I was thinking of men in general. Like, men are just so desperate to have a girlfriend and, like, be in a relationship and have love, you know, and, like, have sex and all that. And I immediately just went to men. But, like, of course, back then in, like, the 1800s or whatever, they would refer to everyone, all of humanity, as men. Like, you know, like, many men have, you know, lost something, or, like, you know those old quotes where they would say, like, men, like many men have done this, like all men are like this or something, you know, like nowadays we say all people, or like, you know, most people. But no, like back then they would say men. But no, what that quote is saying is like, you know, the massive men lead lives of quiet desperation. Most people, many, like the majority of people, they are just desperate for something, whether that's love, whether that's money, for fame, recognition, wholeness that is already within them, yet they don't know, purpose. They're just desperate for something, like, oh, I need it. Everybody wants some, just like that Van Halen song. I love that song. So, if you find yourself being desperate, I think what Henry David Thoreau is saying is that it's okay because, we are all desperate quietly and we're all desperate in a subtle way. But when it comes to finding a relationship for your own happiness, don't go after it with that loud desperation. Don't go after it with that massive anxious desperation. Just like go after it, chase it, but chase it like you would an internship or a career in college, with like subtlety, with finesse, like make sure you're putting in all the effort, improving yourself, dressing nicely, having nice hair, working on how you talk with people, working on lowering your anxiety in conversations, if that happens for you, it does with me. And just if you want that relationship for your happiness, you can do that, but you have to like let it happen naturally. Don't text so much, don't chase so much, don't think and obsess so much. If you're like a high anxiety person, if you're an overthinker, if you're a what's the word I'm looking for? I guess obsessive person. So yeah, man. You do lead a life of quiet desperation, but again, keep the desperation quiet. And that's with everyone. So we all have that in common, and if you can just go with that in relationships, I think you'd be fine.